Hello everyone! Hello and welcome to the retrospective for Adventure of Link. I have been looking forward to this particular retrospective for quite a while because I have been in the Zelda fandom for a long time. And for like my entire stint in the Zelda fandom, like more than a decade, I'm not gonna say exactly how long, but more than a decade for sure, I have always heard of this game as like kind of the black sheep of the Zelda franchise. I think I mentioned this in my post. Like, people kept on telling me, oh, this game sucks, this is really bad, like no one likes it. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll play it, you know, I'll see how it goes. Like, I'll give it a shot. And I can now say, it's just freaking, well, this game is great. This game is really, really good, especially considering that it was made in freaking 1987. Holy shit, they did an amazing job with this one. That said, if I wasn't playing, so I'm gonna put it all out right here, okay? I was playing this game with many, many save states, okay? I see why it gets such a bad rep. I think if I did not have access to an emulator with many save states and being able to control between them, I play the game like Celeste. I'm going to be super clear about this. I really don't think I could have completed this game without the use of copious numbers of save states or just an infinite amount of time because my reflexes actually really suck. This is something I'm well aware of. So I actually really appreciate the fact that modern technology has made this game accessible to people like me. Let's go! We have the technology! So, overall, intro, this game is hard. What the frick? I started at the beginning of the room when you died. In this game, you're supposed to start at the beginning of the entire game when you die. What the hell? Yeah, with the save states, this was genuinely a great game, especially for its time. The combat is easy to learn, but very fun. I actually really, really enjoyed it, despite the fact that I'm, as I said, not great at it. Good games are something that you can pick up, sort of learn right away. Maybe the rules are a little bit simple, maybe they're like a little more complex, but they're still like intuitive. And then to really get good at the game, it should take a lot of effort, and that's what this was. So I thought it was actually genuinely great. General opinion nowadays on Zelda 2 is that it's good. Really? Oh, damn. Okay, well that's good, because I am siding with them. I don't know if my opinions are going to be par for the course or not. I do have some rather incendiary Zelda opinions. Some of you know this. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. It's all fine. It's all fine. But yeah. But yeah, so I love this game. That said, quick intro for me. Hi, if you're watching this not live, or if you're watching it live and you haven't seen me before, hi, I'm Lynn. I've played almost every Zelda game now. I'm actually only missing one. I have only not played the first Zelda game. So I'm going... I'm gonna be playing that next, eventually. I think I might take a quick break and do something else because Brothership just released or something. I don't know. I might be playing either Brothership next or I might be playing Zelda 1 next. If you do want to check out the Discord, I've got that stuff. I played Echoes of Wisdom right before this. I am a huge Zelda fan to the point where I have a little comic series about the Zeldas. It's called Wielders of Wisdom, and Echoes of Wisdom was a brilliant surprise for me. So I had a lot of fun on that. And if you want to see my review on that, type in !YouTube into the chat right now. You'll get a link to my review. But don't watch that now. Watch this now because we're going to be doing this live, which leads me to my next point. I do all my retrospectives live because I like hearing what you have to say. Please chime in with your opinions, especially because mine are going to be incendiary. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, are you playing in the background? Nah, shit. I don't have the freaking skill to do that. I mean, I guess I do. I was streaming this. This is background footage from the end of the game. Actually, normally I would be playing the beginning of the game, like video of the beginning of the game here. I can't because at the beginning of the game, let's break into story. This is a perfect segue. Thank you for asking that question. This is a perfect segue. Topic number 1. You start off here, and every time you die, you come back here, or if you died 3 times, which is really cool. Like, that's such a, I don't know, it's such a great merging of gameplay and story where you wake up in the palace right next to her and then you go out and you fight things and then you come back and etc, etc. I did not play the game like that because I used Celeste levels, but still. Oh my gosh. Yeah, why did I decide to play Zelda 2 before Zelda 1? So I played Echoes of Wisdom right before this, and I have a certain theory, like a sort of my own little take on the Zelda series, that is that the Echoes of Wisdom Zelda is the one who falls asleep here and wakes up here later. That's why. I wanted to go right into this, and I loved it. It was great. And the way the game progresses is that there's 8 different towns. There's Raru, there's Ruto, there's Saria, there's Maido, Naburu, Darunia, Hidden Kasuto, and Kasuto. That's 8, right? Okay, that's 8. There's 8 towns, and as you go throughout the world, you find each of these towns in order. There's 6 palaces that you have to sort of put this like stone in order to unlock the Great Palace, which is the final thing you do. And then once you complete the Great Palace, you've ended the game, and everything is good, and you wake up the princess and you collect the whole Triforce and you save the day, and it's awesome. So I'm really down for that structure. I think it makes a lot of sense. And one thing I was very surprised by is that there are quests in this game. Like in Ruto Town, you meet a person who's like, the Goria of Tantari stole our trophy. Like, that's it. That's all she says. But that makes sense to me. Like, I must go collect this trophy and bring it back to you, and then I'll get something. And in this case, you go back and you get the jump spell once you found the trophy again. And that's freaking genius for a game from 1987 to fit all that story into the tiny little text box is freaking amazing. I also played this game, as you can see right now, with the manual. And this brings me back to my first point, which is that... which is that normally I would be playing the beginning of the game during the intro part of this of this sort of retrospective, but I can't do that because in the intro I opened up the manual and I was like reading through it like the whole time. I was like, hey, what do I need to know about this game? All right, let's see. There's like items and then the Triforce and there's like more items. there's spells. I am going to rank the spells. That's coming up next. And I'm going to come to this a little bit more in detail later. But there are a lot of different parallels between this game and Breath of the Wild specifically, and also Tears of the Kingdom by default, but more in Breath of the Wild. And I really like the fact that the experience system in this game does make you feel more powerful as you level up. Breath of the Wild does actually have this, so it's not the only Zelda game to do this. In Breath of the Wild, you might have noticed that like more powerful weapons show up in certain places when you like, I don't know, do things. There's like more powerful enemies showing up on the map, right? Like things that weren't there are suddenly there now. Some things remain the same, like for example, the Ruto Lionel doesn't change it, or Ruta, whatever, the one that they called it there. The Lionel above that Divine Beast doesn't change, but like other enemies on the map will change. And that's because there's like a sort of hidden experience system going on in Breath of the Wild. In this one, they just tell you. In fact, you can see the experience number up there at the top of the corner. I have, at the moment, in this beginning little clip I'm playing from that game, I have 10 experience. Wow, so nice. And then the best thing about this game is that you can actually freaking cheese the experience system. So at the end of each palace, you gain a full level. And I think that level, I think there's actually more to this than I played in the game. Because after this, I freaking went and watched some speedruns, which, by the way, holy shit. How are those people playing the game so fast? What the frick? But I watched some speedruns and I was having a lot of fun watching them cheese the experience system by essentially stacking one thing very, very high. Like if you have like 5 attack, 1 magic, 1 life, the next level of the palace will give you 6 attack, which is like just a huge amount of experience. And then you can actually funnel that experience into magic and life if you want. And that was a really cool tactic they used. And I was like, oh, I could have done that. That's really cool. I didn't know that's how it worked. But yeah, experience system is great and I appreciate it. There's also, of course, in each of the palaces, a boss. And that brings me to the first thing that we're going to be rating today. So I'm going to go right into bosses. Friends, Romans, countrymen, you know I love rating things. Let's hecking go. Enjoyed that the dialogue on the screen was I know nothing when you were talking about having 10 XP. It wasn't actually. I didn't plan that. I love this shit. Okay, all right. I'm gonna put the rating up. Is this visible? All right, nice. So there are a bunch of bosses in this game. I mean, why wouldn't there be, right? And each time you fight a boss, I think it sort of improves on the previous ones. I will say that the bosses in this game were particularly easier than the normal freaking enemies. I do think multiple bosses in this game are just genuinely... I was like, wait, I am struggling with the normal palace. Why is the boss so easy? That said, they were still a good challenge and I really enjoyed them. Let's take a look. Here's the first guy. I called him Horsehead. He's a good man. Look at him. He's literally got a horse head. I don't know what what is this guy? What is he doing here? Yeah, I think he has a proper name, doesn't he? Hold on. Apparently his name is Mazura. Okay, nice. Yeah, and I think the whole point of this boss is to teach you about bosses. So they did a good job with the game design, I'll give them that. He's got like a height of 3 versus Link's height of 2. In Link's combat system, you can only stab up or like down, I guess. You can crouch stab or you can stab. You can jump if you want though. So you're supposed to learn how to sort of jump stab him in the face multiple times until he dies. I mean, hey, good for him, I guess. That's his actual name. No, I think his name is Mazura, apparently, is what I found out. Easy bosses and hard levels are pretty common for this era of video games. And that makes a lot of sense, actually, Hackster, because I would expect people who are playing this game normally to have to go back to the beginning of the whole freaking world every time they come down here. I didn't have to do that, so clearly I had a different experience through the game. And different meaning easier. It's really good. Yeah, horse ebooks. Just, he's doing his best, okay? Like, I don't know why he is a horse head grafted onto a man's body, but I'm not about to question it. How do we rate him on this rating scale? I don't know, pretty low, I guess. Like, I mean, he's literally a horse. C tier? C tier. I don't need a D tier. Okay, none of the bosses were like bad here. I'm deleting the D tier. There's 4 tiers of bosses. There's 8 total bosses. I think this is enough. So Horsehead, he's got something going on. I'll give him that. What's the next one? Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay, so it's this guy. Here, I'll take a look at this. Does it work? There. All right, you can see I've already got shield on. I'm hecking ready. I'd rate that last boss at D. Yeah, it's nothing special, but I will give it some credit for actually teaching you things about the game. So the way I write these is usually less about my experience specifically. Okay, I mean, also including my experience, but like how it would be for someone playing the game. And first bosses tend to be a little bit more favorable in my point, just because it's like, oh, there's a point to this. Yeah. This boss, okay, first of all, freaking hell. I hate this guy. Why? Stab in the head and then also dodge the helmet. This reminded me a lot of Blind the Bandit, who is boss 4 from the dark world of A Link to the Past. Really strange, actually, to me, that we have a boss that reminds me of a boss from Game 2 in Game 3. Yo, J-Tubs, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. But like, yeah, this is the same guy. It's the same mechanic, actually. So Blind the Bandit in Thieves Town of Game 3, Part 2, Dungeon 4. There we go. In the Thieves Town dungeon of A Link to the Past, there's a boss who does a very similar thing, except of course it's not side scroller, it's freaking top down, which makes it so much easier. I hate this guy. Yeah, I think it took me a few good tries to get rid of this guy, but in the end, tactics is the same. You stab him in the head and then dodge the helmet, and then the helmets shoot stuff at you like Blind the Bandit. In Blind the Bandit's Phase 2 and Palace of the Four Sword in the GBA remake, it's actually more interesting because you have to like knock the heads back into the main body thing. And I will admit, when I saw the heads floating, I kind of expected that. I was like, ah, shit, there's gonna be like a knocking the heads thing. But I mean, obviously, I'm basing this off of games from the future. So it makes sense that they made up that stuff when they did the remake. Like all the way in the future of A Link to the Past, which is already a future game. It's fun seeing all these references to like future games in the past. So, okay, what do we rate him? I don't know. He's, once again, it's reminiscence of Blind the Bandit gives me like a little more plus points. I'm giving, I don't know. I don't know. I like that. I like that. I think it's cool. I'm giving him this. I actually genuinely just, it gets like straight up 15,000 points for just reminding me of Blind the Bandit, okay? After all the bosses, we should take a moment to acknowledge the greatest enemy of all, the normal chew. Heck yes. Frick the normal chews. Bots suck. Bots are a lie and no one likes them, okay? I really, really dislike that, I will admit. Okay, the next boss. Oh, okay. So here's the thing. The next boss is the freaking, okay, so there's like a floaty knight guy. Here's the problem. I did not so somehow my video of this whole stream got deleted. So I don't have a video of this. Frick. Okay, I'm gonna pull up an image. Give me a second. No, we're hacking. I wanna watch this. I'm sure there's a speed run. Wait. Here, we'll watch a speed run of AOL. I'm gonna freaking pull up a speed run because I want someone to see. This is how the speedrunners do it. Hold on, freaking adventure of Link. Wait, you have an emote for the bots? Oh my gosh, J-Dubs. That's amazing. I'm gonna freaking make one of those. I do all my own art, so I do have a Link emote, by the way. Link emotes in the chat right now for whoever this speedrunner is. Here. Does he fight? Is this all bosses? 100% all keys. Okay, nice. Let's go find this. I'm in the Red Palace. I'm scrolling through this guy's speedrun. Give me a second. It's not loading. Is he leaving? Did he just not fight the boss? What are you doing? Ah, these speedrun routes. I can't believe you would leave a... Oh, wait. This is... Aha, the ending scene. Okay, wait. If I go to the ending scene and then I go backwards... I think he beats the boss so fast that I... Okay, here. Can you see this? Okay, it's off center. Frick. Alright, whatever. This is close enough. Look at this. This is the boss. This is not me. This is 100% not me. This is some speedrunner, which, like, mad credits. I struggled. What is this? What the hell? He's done. He's already done. What the frick? Alright, yeah, so anyways, I hate this boss, actually. And by hate, I mean love. So, I'm giving him an S tier. The thing about that boss that makes him so difficult for me is that his riding form, easy, not a problem. Just knocking him off his horse is like, it's fine, you can do this shit any day. But then when you knock him off the horse, he turns into the normal Blue Knights And the Blue Knights are my worst enemy and I hate them. So so I think I got past the first thing super fast. Like I was just immediately on to the next stage. And then immediately afterwards, I'm like, oh shit, he turns into a normal Blue Knight. I can't deal with this. Frick. Him and his horsey are so special to me. I know, right? He's good. He's genuinely good. He's a normal enemy though. In the end, he's a normal enemy. I think that's kind of fun. I think that's really cool for like a boss to actually just be a normal enemy. That said, let's go on to the next one. What's next? Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. So this, yeah, you'll notice this is my first run at the boss, I'm pretty sure. Because you can see me being like, what? The heck am I supposed to do here? Turns out the answer is quite simple, and I did figure it out eventually. Let's see if I can skip forward to where I figured it out. It didn't take me too long either, did it? Here. Yeah, I was like, aha. So this boss is the easiest boss in the game, maybe even the easiest enemy in the game, because at this point you've definitely got Reflect because you need it. Okay, well maybe you don't, but whatever. I had Reflect. And you're supposed to literally just stand in the corner. And I'm pretty sure the speedrunners do the same thing. Like if any speedrun route takes you past this boss, all of them just go hang out in the chill corner of the screen, face the middle where the wizard shows up, and then hold out their little shields in Reflect, and it's great. It's great. So I'm gonna give him actually a good rating because I like that, but then again, I do have to penalize the fact that it doesn't really take anything to beat this man, right? It's just Reflect. I'm going B tier for that solid reason. I do want to also point out, oh, apparently this guy has a name too. It's Karok. All right, Karok the guy, the wizard guy. I want to give this guy some extra credit for tying the story a little bit into the gameplay, because this dude kind of looks like the wizard from the manual. Wait, don't I have the manual here? You can see the manual right here. Look at this. Wait, hold on. So see this boss? That's the boss Karok, and then this. Wait, oh, it's kind of off screen. Shit, how do I zoom in? Okay. It's a little off screen still, but see this guy. This is this is the official manual, and this is the wizard. Is it the same dude? Is he just casually the boss of number 4? Is he the easiest boss in the game? I don't know. The wizard is literally Palpatine. I would believe that. He is the Senate. Let's go. But yeah, so in terms of bosses, maybe not that great, because I like a boss with a little bit more, like, I don't know, just strategy. But I give him 1 point over the Horsehead for being gameplay plus story in tune, etc., etc. I think that's cool. I'll give him a point. I'll give him a point. All right, next one is me dying. No, I'm kidding. That comes later. This one is Guma, I think is his name. What's his name? Yeah, his actual legit name is Guma, apparently. Okay. The ball and chain buff guy is all right, I guess. Okay, this one, it actually took me a really long time to freaking start defeating him because I genuinely had no idea how I'm supposed to do damage. This is after I figured it out. It took me a while. Like, I died multiple times. I was like, what? I'm hitting him in the head. Why doesn't it work? And then it turns out that this is the first boss where you actually aren't supposed to hit him in the head. Like, his head is invincible, which, to be fair, I should have noticed that he's wearing a helmet and that his midriff is completely exposed. You are actually supposed to hit him in the stomach. This did not occur to me until very late. But yeah, here I go. Go, Lynn. You've got this. I believe. In terms of bosses, I don't know. I think with this one, I actually give him a pretty high rating because being able to jump over the little mace thing and then coming back down to do a stab, it was pretty difficult. Did I win this time? Oh, I just barely pulled it out. Let's go. Nice. I'll give him a top rating for that, I think. In terms of, A, I think. Not higher than A. Is this the guy? I think it is. Wow. Oh, this looks way different than the sprite. What is this? This is way different than the sprite. Holy shit. Okay. I mean, I guess I'm not gonna question it. And then what else we have? So there's actually only 3 more bosses total. Oh, this is the fun one. This one's getting a high score for me. No way. Okay, hold on. Here. And there. Yeah! Dragon boss! I always love a good dragon boss. Okay, come on. Like, Tears of the Kingdom vibes, except in reverse, because obviously this game is way, way earlier. And actually, there have been dragons in a good number of Zelda games across the series. Usually not like this. Usually more of like the sort of Western type? Yeah, Western type dragons. I mean, we've got like the usual Volvagia, etc. But I mean, Volvagia and Echoes of Wisdom did kind of look like this. That said, he has a name, actually. Apparently his name is Barba, so he's a different dragon snake. That's nice. This was really fun, though. I think I figured out later, so you'll see me dying a few times, but I did figure out later that if you stay in the place where you kind of start the battle next to the right corner of the screen, and just kind of face away from the dragon, then he doesn't hit you. Okay, I just died to lava. I figured out that if you stand there, you're okay, and playing the game safe is allowed. So as long as you've got Reflect on, and as long as you jump strike his head multiple times, it's not too bad. That said, the speedrunners did something really freaking cool, okay? Like, you can downstrike the guy multiple times in the head, just at once, and just one-shot him, and I think that's amazing. I can't do that shit, so nope for me. Apparently he's supposed to be the same dragon as Volvagia from Ocarina. Really? Oh, okay. I mean, I would definitely accept that. Although, so we have 3 Volvagias in this timeline, I think, because none of the A Link to the Past... Wait, does A Link to the Past have a dragon boss? I don't remember. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure no. Okay, I don't think any of the previous games in this timeline have one, except for Echoes of Wisdom. I could be wrong about that, though. But that means that it would be Volvagia in Ocarina of Time, except Downfall timeline, so Link doesn't actually fight him and or befriend him, depending on what you go for. And then it would be, like, Echoes of Wisdom Volvagia, which does actually kind of look like this guy, so I'm gonna go with that. Might be a translation issue. Yeah, it might be. It might be. That's the other thing, actually. Oh, I forgot to mention this when we were talking about the second guy. This dude, the Walking Knight. Wait. Yeah, this one. Apparently his name is Germa Fencer. What does that mean? I want to know. If anyone knows what Germa Fencer means, let me know, because I was actually genuinely confused. I don't know if any of the others have any meanings, but that one specifically, I'm like, fencer? Maybe? Like fencing? Question mark? I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna call it and why they're gonna call it that, but I ain't about to question it. And there's only 2 bosses left in the game, one of which is the worst boss in the game, definitely. And by worst, I mean hardest. Welcome to the Thunderbird. Here you go. How did anyone defeat this as a kid? How did anyone? I was struggling. I was genuinely struggling. Holy shit. Like, I have played many Zelda games. I have done challenge modes of many Zelda games, but this was hard. And I was starting at the same point every time too. As in, like, I could just revive myself in the same room, so I had as many tries as I wanted. This is crazy. Most people who played this would have had to, every time they died 3 times, go all the way back to the beginning of the Great Palace and come back here. I genuinely have no idea. Think Marionette Doll had a tip for this boss. Oh, Marionette, do you have a tip? I mean, how I figured it out, or what I did in the end, is I did, let's see, so obviously you need thunder in the beginning. This is another thing. I knew this boss was called the Thunderbird because I know the Zelda franchise decently well, so I was well aware of that. And I showed up and I'm like, wow, I can't do any damage. How come I can't do any damage? And then, like, someone in chat had to be like, have you used the thunder spell? And I'm like, wait, I've been calling the Thunderbird this whole time. I was like, oh yeah, wow, the Thunderbird is so difficult to damage. How come I'm not doing anything? And like, it just never occurred to me to use a thunder spell on the boss called the Thunderbird. Reflect blocks a lot of the shots. I swear I tried Reflect, but they come from above, so I couldn't block shit. Genuinely, maybe I'm just bad at this, okay? I used Reflect, I tried Jump, and then I think that ended up being my strat in the end, is I did Jump and then obviously Shield to decrease some damage, and then I just went for it. It worked, I promise. In this case, the bosses are set up by Aurora's dad as trials, if I'm not wrong. Kind of. So, I actually think, and this brings up Haxter and Mob, you bring up a very good point that I was going to address in story, but I'll bring up a little bit here. The Great Palace is different from the other dungeons of the game, and that is both because of the story and because of the gameplay, and I think that is very cool. But I'll go into that more when I talk about story. There is a really cool... I like this. I like the game story, and I'll talk about it later. Also, it took you 2 years to beat this game as a Wii tyke. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, fair enough. That is understandable. Obviously, I spent less than 2 years on this game. I think being able to reload to the same room definitely helped. 100%. And especially in this room, because I have no idea how long it would have taken me if I had to go back every time I died 3 times. That said, in terms of ratings, like, holy shit, it was a fun boss. It was a really fun boss. So I don't think I actually put this guy in anything, but Barba the Dragon, who may or may not be Volvagia, although I'm kind of down to think of him as Volvagia, honestly. I think that's pretty cool. Let's go here. And I'm moving Guma down a tier. And then, yeah, I'm keeping... Because Dragon Boss was fun. Was he more fun than the shooting heads? Yeah, I think so. Okay, Dragon Boss goes here. And then Thunderbird, just in terms of bosses, S tier. I really, really enjoyed that fight. That was great. Okay, I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. And that leads us to the last boss, yeah? Okay, leads us to the last boss, all right. Welcome to the final boss. Here we go. And what? Which is Link's shadow. So once again, I did know that this was there. I've been told, I've been in the fandom for too long. I know too many people who have played Zelda games. People had told me before that the final bosses of this game in a row were gonna be Thunderbird and then Shadow Link. So I was prepared. That said, I want to point out the fact that this specific game does a really interesting job when compared with what you fight in Palace of the Four Swords, which is a long time afterwards. Like, once again, Palace of the Four Swords is a addition to A Link to the Past, which is already a game that came after this one, and it was a remake from, I want to say, like 2001 of a game that was originally made in 1991. This is a game from 1987, so this one did it first. That said, in this game, you fight your shadow, but your shadow has no access to magic, doesn't have access to, like, jump skills. Does he even? Okay, he jumps, but does he do, like, jump strikes? I don't actually remember, because we ended up doing this. I figured out that there's a pattern. I was like, guys, wait. I don't think I have to fight him on even ground. I think I can just chill in the corner. You'll see me pulling that off. I don't know if I did it here, but maybe not. I think I just died here. But I was like, guys, I figured it out. And then I just did this the whole time. And it worked. It was so nice. But yeah, so you don't have access to, or you have access to all your magic, and your shadow doesn't. In Palace of the Four Sword, when you fight your shadow, the shadow, like, four clone person thing that you fight there has access to all the magic that Adventurer Link has, except you don't. So, like, that dude can shoot fireballs, and can do ground pounds, and can do, like, well, okay, you have rushes in that game, but he can do rushes too, which is crazy because, like, what the frick? Hey, that's unfair. I didn't get access to that. And then in this game, it's like, okay, you have the upper hand, and that makes sense because in this game, it is story-wise a test. You're supposed to be figuring out whether you're actually worthy of carrying the Triforce of Courage. And I think that's kind of awesome. And look at that. He got it. He did it. Woo. I believe in myself. And then you get to wake up the princess and you save the day, and that's awesome. Closest thing to a dragon in Link to the Past is Trinex, the three-headed monster. Yeah, I would call that a Gleeok. I feel like it's just a rock Gleeok, right? Yeah. Oh, hold on. Ads. Ads again. There we go. Okay. Skip the ads. Keep going. And then she wakes up and you save the day. You saved Hyrule and you are a true hero. Let's go. That's what I am. 100%. Did not use time powers to restart each map. What are you talking about? No cheating involved. And then you get a kiss, potentially, or a hug, depending on how PG-13 you want to go. Absolutely adorable. And we'll let the curtains scroll down on her and give the rating to Shadow Link. It's Shadow Link. I couldn't not rate him high. But that said, I think Thunderbird was still more fun. I like a hard boss as long as I have as many tries as I want to defeat him. So there you go. Okay, I'm going to leave my ranking there. I think that's my ranking of the bosses. I feel like Horsehead, does he deserve... You know what? Reflect boss goes down here. No, okay. No. I'm changing my mind again. Reflect boss can stay because the fun of it is figuring out that it is Reflect. And then once you've figured out that it's Reflect, you can stick with Reflect. So it makes sense. Personal headcanon that this game's Dark Link is a magic projection clone of Silent, the guy from Echoes of Wisdom. Huh, that would be fun. Yeah, I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be keeping that for my specific headcanons, but I like it. It's a really cool one. Yeah, definitely some fun little connections to be made here with the rest of the series. Which brings me to... story. Story, you might be saying? Story, Lynn? That doesn't make any sense. There's no story in this game. The game is from 1987. And to that I say, no, there is a story. It's really cool. I like it. Part of the story is in the manual, which is kind of cool. But that said, oh, hold on. Let me put some footage on here. Pick a palace at random. What is this? Is this the Ocean Palace? Okay, this is the Ocean Palace. We can watch the Ocean Palace. By which I mean we can watch me die a few times. That's freaking great. I had a blast with this game. Top tier. Where's the rating thing? Let me remove the ratings. There. Oh wait, it didn't work. Okay, there. Woo! Wonderful palace. Oh shit, this is the part I hated. I'm moving past it. I'm moving past it because I didn't like it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the story of this game is really nice. So, I expected the game's story to be in the manual, and it was. So when you open up the manual, you find out all these stuffs. I can actually scroll to that right now. You're given a little sort of introduction to what's going on in the series right now. Link has already overthrown Ganon at this point, and then you take back the Triforce, you rescue Princess Zelda. You've already done those things, but you are missing the Triforce of Courage, and there is another Zelda that you have yet to awake. So I think the story of this game is that a symbol appears on Link's hand, and Impa is like, oh shit, man, this means that you need to wake up the Zelda and like go do it like you need to. And he's like, all right, neat. So they go into this place and they find the sleeping Zelda, and then you find out that the sleeping Zelda in the past, her younger brother had sort of accidentally cursed her okay, no, hold on. So her younger brother became interested in finding the secrets of the Triforce, and therefore became allied with a wizard who is a bad guy, very clearly. The wizard curses this Zelda to sleep, and the prince is therefore not in tune with that. I don't think it was the prince's fault. I think he kind of led to this event, but yeah, it seems like he's kind of a good guy going down a dark path. Makes sense to me. Afterwards, he is stated to specifically regret what he has done, and in his grief, he decided that all of his descendants would be named Zelda from then on, and that he would keep his sister Zelda in the palace, and sort of, I guess, just watch over her. I don't know. Now, I have a specific headcanon. This is my little twist on the story, is that all happens during the era of Echoes of Wisdom, and and I will be talking about that more in my comic. So if you're interested in that, type in !comic to find out more. But that's in here. The specific canon story is that she's going to sleep, and then she's stuck asleep, and then you gotta wake her up. And it's been many hundred years, and she's waking up in a new era, and things have changed. Whole thing with the Great Decline as a whole is very interesting. It's implied that the royal family had easy access to the full Triforce in Echo's era. Yes. So I think the fun part about like this whole era something thing is that they wrote all of this before they even wrote Link to the Past, and definitely before they wrote Ocarina of Time. So a lot of stuff here you can see as being, I guess, like early game Zelda, or like early universe Zelda. It's cool how I really like how I can see the threads of this game coming through in a lot of the other future games. But that said, it's not gonna like fit some of the things that happen later in the series, and I think that's cool. So for example, this Zelda in the story is called Zelda 1. As in like the first ever Zelda, and then like all future Zeldas are supposed to be named after her, which if you've played or if you like are familiar with the timeline, that doesn't make as much sense considering the rest of the thing, because like, I mean, like she's not the first Zelda, like there are more. There are more of them. That said, when Tears of the Kingdom makes the same little weird mistake thing where Rauru is like, oh yes, I am the founder of the first kingdom of Hyrule, that doesn't make any sense to me, because like Tears of the Kingdom was made now. Why are they doing that? They could have just said like, oh yeah, I showed up and then we ruled Hyrule. Like they literally did not have to say he was the first king of Hyrule. Okay, but whatever. Me complaining about Tears of the Kingdom, that's gonna happen more. I do like Tears of the Kingdom. I think it's a great game. I just think they could have changed a few things and remembered the fact that the rest of the Zelda series existed. Yeah, early installment weirdness is a great name for it. Yeah, there's a lot of it going on in the first two games, but that said, the story does kind of mesh together with what I have in mind for the rest of the series, and I see where it started from here. I did a review of Link to the Past as well, just like this, and in that I was like, okay, this is the first Zelda game that is very, very Zelda in nature. Like, the formula of Zelda that I saw in all other games up until, like, Breath of the Wild, that's Link to the Past. It started that off, they hit success, and they ran with it. This one was before that, so they were still working out a few of the kinks. But that said, this one actually, and this brings me to my sort of next point, this one ties in really well with Breath of the Wild. So let's take a look at these magic spells here. Because I want to point something out, and Ocarina of Time. I mean, so this is something like ties to other games, I guess, is our current topic. And if you look at the map here, it's a nice map, you know, but a few of these names might be a little familiar to folks who have played Ocarina of Time or have played other games that reference Ocarina of Time, because all of the towns here are named after sages from Ocarina of Time, or if you're talking chronologically in universe, they're named after sages from Ocarina of Time. If you're talking chronologically in our universe, it's vice versa. So they named the sages in Ocarina of Time after the towns in this game. And I like to think that in the history of the world of Hyrule, these sages fought desperately to help everyone during the downfall timeline in the beginning, like sort of when the timeline split is happening, and that's how they got their names. Mido is the one exception, so there is a place called Mido Town. Freaking Mido. There's also a Darunia Town and a Naburu Town. They're not on this map because I guess they only gave us a map to half the game. Fine, whatever, makes sense to me. And then like you have Rito Town, you have Raru Town, you have Saria Town. It's kind of cool. And there's also magic spells in this game. I scroll down to that. Oh, you know what? I have the thing. Wait, hold on. I have the thing. We could do the thing. I'm gonna do the thing. Like how this game uses Shadow Link as the final boss instead of Ganon. Yes, I am. They could have just had Ganon return, yeah, and then Ganon came back like Palpatine or something. he just keeps showing up. We tried to get rid of him, didn't work. I actually really do like that for more reasons than one. A, it's like a little breath of fresh air in terms of the fact that you've probably played the first game at this point. You probably know about Ganon existing at least. And then if you play the second game, it's like, ah, somebody different to fight. Makes sense. B, in terms of the story itself of the game, right? Because like in your final part of the dungeon, or in the entire final dungeon actually, you're not fighting someone new, or rather, you're doing this to get the Triforce of Courage. The people who put those protections in place are not Ganon's minions. They're like the good guys, actually. Like, it's a test. Like, the entire Great Palace is a test. And I think that's kind of awesome. The fact that all the enemies in the final dungeon... So we can actually take a look at that. Hold on. We can pull this up again. Whoa. What? Come on. Bring the thing. Where'd it go? Come back. Sometimes it just do not go. Yeah, so... here we go. And, like, let's just go to a random room, I guess. So, yeah, like this, for example. So you can see this guy here, he's got like a phoenix head sort of design going for him. And this does not appear on any of the other enemies in other dungeons, like the phoenix design shape thing. Everything in this game has like some sort of like design to it, and then everything in the Great Palace specifically has a different design. And once again, perfect gameplay story integration. Because in terms of the way they programmed this game, I've been told that all of the first part of the game, so everything up until the Great Palace, was done on sort of the A-side disc. And then you flipped it over and then you got to the B side, and that was the entire Great Palace, which explains a few separate things. Dying in the Great Palace brings you back to the start of the Great Palace because they don't want you to have to keep flipping the disc. It explains how the sprites in this game can look different from the sprites in the first part of the game because they're using their own sprites for just this side of the disc. And then in the story, it's because the Great Palace has been set up by, I don't know, the King of Hyrule from the past, right? Like someone in the good side has set this palace up. So all the enemies look different. The Phoenix enemies are new and they look different. Like the horse head things now have like unicorn horns and stuff to show that they are different. Like they're being set there by the good people. The Thunderbird is actually on your side. He's guarding the Triforce of Courage. Reminds me a little bit of the Loftwings, actually, in terms of connections to other games. And then Shadow Link is there to test your courage, right? Because, like, can you defeat yourself? And that is the true measure of courage. I like that. I think that's so cool. And it also saves on programming, because you can just use the same programming as Link, and you don't have to do shit. Woo! Should have had a Tingleville. I'm freaking so glad they didn't. I don't like Tingle. Hacking Tingle. Wait, is Tingle's first game Majora Mask? Wait, I think it is. Oh my gosh. I think it is Majora's Mask. He's in Majora, he's in Oracle. He's not in Ocarina of Time, right? That's so weird. Did Tingle start in Termina? Oh, okay, alright. This is unrelated. Yeah, I'm very glad they didn't have Ganon come back. And it makes sense for the sort of overarching story as well, because the story of this game is that, so disregarding all the princess stuff, that is also there. It turns out that many of the monsters around the land are Ganon's minions, and they have been wrecking towns and beating people up, and they also think that they can bring Ganon back to life by killing the hero. So they're still coming after you, and all the 6 palaces that you fight before have those stones in them that you're supposed to like go put in there. Or okay, you're supposed to go put one of the stones into the palace. And since Ganon's minions know that you're trying to do that, they're guarding those places. So I think the rest of them are like, okay, you're going to go to the palace, and Ganon's minions are like, we can go stake out these locations and go beat up Link when he gets there. But friendship ended between Majora's Mask and Lyn. It was my favorite Zelda game, but no longer. No, I'm kidding. I don't like Tingle. But yeah, so each time you go to one of the new palaces, I bet like more of the enemies are like, Link is gonna show up here. Let's all wait and find out. And then I like that. That's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah, and then in this one, all the enemies look a little bit different. Cool stuff. Okay, let's go back to this thing, and then I was gonna do my spell rating. So there's also spells in this game, and everything ties together here. I'm gonna put spells on the screen, but there's so many things I have to talk about with spells specifically, because I have been saying this since I played freaking Breath of the Wild, because I did know about the spells. I knew all the spells in this game before I started, which is kind of a problem, but I did. Okay, so here's the spells. Wait, no, this is not the spells. Yes, the minions need Link's blood to bring Ganon back to life. Yeah, and then that's the return of Ganon upon game over. It's really cool. It's so cool. It's such a great plotline for a game. Like, it's not just like, and then Ganon returned and then you beat them up. Like, I totally agree with the, like, with what Super Slick said, which is that I'm glad they didn't use that again. I'm glad. It's so cool. I like the Zelda games that don't have Ganon in them. You will find this out. If you look at my list of top games, many of them are the ones that just don't have Ganon, which is kind of weird. Because I feel like Ganon is such a mainstay in the series. But like Phantom Hourglass, Majora's Mask, Link's Awakening, the ones that sort of take place in a different way, in a different place, I love them. I think they're awesome. Okay, that said, where's the freaking spell? Here they are. Okay, so there are 8... Oh, I have a better idea. Okay, I have a better idea. Hold on. I have an even better idea. Little did you know, no ideas could be this good. Hold on. I'm gonna go to this thing. Gonna click that. Frick, it didn't work. Hey, okay, cool. Now I can write on this. Behold, as I put my opinions upon this manual. All right, pick a different color. Maybe like purple? Okay, nice. All right, there are 8 spells in the hit video game Adventure of Link. There's Shield, Jump, Life, Fairy, Fire, Spell, Reflect, and Thunder. And you do get information about all of these in the manual before you start the game, which is kind of cool. I'm down for that. And then here, this... Okay, so let's talk about dem spells. Tinkle's first game is Majora. To make him more palatable, just imagine him as a Will Ferrell at his craziest. I'm not a fan of Will Ferrell either, really. I don't think I've ever seen a movie with Will Ferrell. So this doesn't work on me, Mars. Sorry. All right, have I read any Link to the Stars? I do not. They've got Ganondorf, but they're doing some interesting things with him. Oh, interesting. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I haven't. There's a whole subtrope of the man behind the man that is literally called Hijacked by Ganon. Oh, yeah. Okay, so so there's 2 types of Zelda games without Ganon. To clarify, quick break from spells. To clarify, there's Zelda games that have a guy that isn't Ganon who is actually subservient to Ganon. And then there's Zelda games that just don't have Ganon. And all the ones I listed are the games that don't have Ganon. Like, that's what I'm talking about. So, for example, Zant, Vati, Girahim, those guys do not count because they are just minions in service of... I know Girahim is in service of Demise, but whatever, same thing, okay? Like, it's just... it's just hijacked by Ganon. Yeah, that doesn't count. I like the games that don't have Ganon. Like Miletus, Bellum, Majora, the Shadow Link in this game, technically, is a final boss that is not ruled over by Ganon. I think that is cool. The TV tropes page for Echoes of Wisdom, Null pulled the hijack by Ganon trope? Wait, no, Null hijacked Ganon. He wasn't hijacked by Ganon, it's the other way around. All right, people like Shield ST. Really? Okay, fine. We'll rate the things. Yes, I will rate them fairly and with little to no controversy. Hold on, I'm gonna make this a bit lighter so that I can write on it and you guys can see the writing. Okay, yes, little to no controversy. These are gonna be ultimate rankings that are completely not incorrect. Wait, shit. Okay, what am I ranking them out of? 8, 10, 7.5, 9 3/4, 10. Okay. Shield. Good spell. Just... Oh, shit. Ads. Kill the ads. Kill them. See, this is why we need a better ad blocking system. And by we, I mean I. And by ad blocking system, I mean I'm gonna go download something. Okay, but anyways, going back to this. Yeah, Shield... It's good. It is good. I love defense boosting, I will admit. Okay, fine. It's good. It's good. Here. Oh, you know what? I have an idea. I'll do this, and then I'll do this, and then I'll do this. And then each time I rate something, I'll just, like, block it off. Here. We're gonna scribble all over it. Whee! Yay! There. Nice. And then I can write here. Oh, I blocked it off on the actual screen. I didn't mean to do that. I have to go back. Okay, here. There we go. It does cut. That's true. I really do like defense buffs. This is the thing. But I wouldn't... It's not the best spell in the game. Is it? No, it's not. No, it's not. I have an idea. I know what the best spell in the game is. I know. Okay. I have my things. I do have my things. Okay. All right, fine. I'll rank it A. I'll rank it A. Defense buff's good. I can agree with that. It's A tier. It gets an A tier, but it doesn't get an S tier. I think it needs... Okay, so my problem with shield is that the buff runs out after one freaking room. So it's only really useful on bosses, because otherwise you're not going to be really doing anything. Like, if you get your shield for one room, you fight something at random, and then it's gone immediately. You don't get any benefits from it. That said, I think it was pretty cheap, so I guess I'll give it that. All right. In terms of tactical strategy for me, I was definitely saving my magic as much as I could, because I felt like I would need it later. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it at here. A tier, could have been better. Defense buff's good, but like genuinely could have been better, I think. Lol, that picture is not an image of a shield. To be fair, the shield spell doesn't actually do anything to your shield. I think it just... In fact, wait, yeah, so the reflect spell does something to your shield. The shield spell actually just makes you a little more buff, like all over, and this does not affect your physical shield. So I guess this kind of makes sense, like it makes your armor a little thicker, makes your armor red. In Link to the Past, red is the next level of armor above blue, so I mean, hey, that kind of works. Shield benefits a lot from knowing the game and knowing which rooms it'll be useful in. This is very true. This is entirely very true. Have you considered that the rooms in Zelda 2 are really hard? That's my problem, Hackster. All of the rooms are really hard. I don't have enough shield to use in every room. I need to save my shield. So I'll give it A tier. A tier is good. Is not the best, but is good. Jump? Okay, What are we doing for jump? So this one... It's a good spell. I think it's decent. Hold on. I did the wrong layer again. This does seem to keep happening. I think it's a decent spell. I definitely used it to like have an easier time in certain boss fights. It's required for certain boss fights almost. Actually, is it required for any boss fight? We were talking about the other ones. I think you kind of even need it for the first one, right? No, I guess you don't. Because you don't have to jump super high. Do you need it for Thunderbird? I feel like I definitely needed it for Thunderbird, but maybe you could do it without if you really wanted to. I wouldn't look forward to trying to do it without, but I mean, I bet you could. Yeah, I think you don't actually need it for Thunderbird, because I was doing damage without using jump in the beginning, and then later on I figured out that you needed jump, and I was like, ah. Yeah, it was cool. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go B tier. B tier. Height good. Height good. No control. Because I think that was my main problem, is I didn't get used to it. I didn't get used to it enough. Not totally required for any boss fight, but definitely beneficial, that's true. I feel like if I'm using some of my magic on jump specifically, then... I don't know, there's something off. That said, it does give you a lot of dodge. I would be tempted to move this to A tier later, because I do actually like jump, but... Right now, no control. I think it actually threw off my timing quite a bit because I just wasn't used to it. So for example, when doing the blue knights thing, I was just sitting there like, ah, why am I going so high up? What the heck? And then the other thing is, there's like the sort of down strike move. I'm gonna draw like a little image here. Whee. This is the shittiest image of a sword you've ever seen. It looks a bit like a lollipop, but that's okay. Here. And now it's gonna be sharper. Yeah. So like I was doing this down strike to do damage to a lot of enemies with armor, I think? Yeah, armored enemies. So, okay, like it's not the normal down strike you learn in the game, but chat told me about you can jump up and kind of like use your sword's damage hitbox more specifically in one place and then do more damage. So I was doing that, and jump throws that off. So... That's why it gets B tier. There you go. Circumstantial versatility with no definite positives or detriments. So yeah. I mean, yeah, I would be tempted though. Okay. Life. I think you all know. What I'm gonna give life. As I was playing the game, because as I said, I did know all the spells before going in, and I also had access to the book. So I was... If I had even forgotten one, which I think usually I did forget like one or two of them every now and then, I could still reference the manual, so I knew. Hacking S++++. Best spell. I saved all my magic for life. Why? Because I freaking needed it. Holy shit. Why? Yeah, I love life. Shockingly easy to miss though. Wait, which one? Life as a spell? Hold on, how do you get life? Let's see. I have this. I have all my notes. Saria Town, Lost the mirror. Yeah, I guess you have to give the mirror to the person. So I wasn't gonna miss any magic because A, I knew all the magic existed, and B, I was gonna do every quest in every town. So I did do that. I finished all the quests that I could find. I don't think I missed any. I talked to every NPC, and then I made sure I had done whatever the NPCs said. So good times. Even the top speedrunners need life. Exactly. Even the speedrunners need, and that's when you know it's necessary. Okay, so even when the speedrunners need life, it's like, okay, holy shit, like take a step back. Yeah. So super slick, not only did I use life when I had it, before I had life, like as in every town, starting from Raru Town, the first town in the game, I would walk into a town and I'd be like, please give me the life spell, please, come on, give me the life spell. And then they would give me something else, I'm like, frick. And I go to the next town, I'm like, all right, come on, Ruto Town, okay, please, life spell, come on, bring it on. And then it was like jump and I'm like, frick. And then I go to Saria Town and I'm like, yes, let's go. I love the spell, okay, it's good, I needed it. All right, fairy spell, deceptive. Because when I think of fairies in the context of Legend of Zelda, I think about healing usually, you know? That's what you would think. You would think that having a spell that does something fairy related would probably give you life or something, right? But nope, fairy don't do shit. Okay, I mean it does. So I think actually there's two uses for this. One is to get over high grounds and or dodge enemies. And the second, which I have learned after watching speedruns, because I do enjoy watching speedruns. The second I have learned is that you can actually ferry into, only in the American version if I believe, you can ferry into locked doors. So you don't need to pick up keys as long as you ferry in that room, and then you can kind of like shuffle yourself into a locked door. In the Japanese version, you can still ferry through locked doors. However, you cannot pick up the actual items at the end, so it's a bit useless. Also, you can't turn off ferry once you've already started it. So if you're playing, I think, the original Famicom version, you would be stuck. And then you'd be like, all right. But in the American version, you can. And not only is it beneficial because you can go through locked doors, you can also skip the cutscene that shows up when you pick up the item. So yeah, it's just double beneficial for speedrunners. That said, I am not a speedrunner. I don't need that shit. C tier. What am I doing with this, huh? No heals. I did know. I did know that it wouldn't, but like, I mean, give me the health, okay? I want more life is what I want. I thought maybe like life would be like life 1, and then fairy would be like life but more, you know, that would be cool, but yeah. Wait, you can go through locked doors with fairy? Yes, you can. I don't know how to do it. I am not a speedrunner of this game. I just finished the game like a week ago. But yeah, there's but yeah, there's definitely some way that they do. They do go through locked doors and they pick up items too. So usually you use fairy right before picking up an item. Even if there isn't a locked door, you would still do that because you want to skip the cutscene in it. Does that make sense to me? Yeah. Oh, also true. Only if you have no keys. If you do have keys, then it will default use the key in your inventory. This is correct. Yes. Need to see Hyrule cheesing a dungeon in front of the chain with it. That'd be fun. I have so many things to draw. I have so many ideas. I've been writing them all down and I don't have time. I'll get there. It'll happen. I have a break soon. I've been rather busy at work and I've been just completely swamped. However, soon I will be free and I will be able to draw all the things. Oh my gosh. No heals. How about no damage run? Blind no. Never. Yeah, so people were talking about this. Someone has done, maybe even multiple people, have done no damage runs of this game. I have no freaking clue how anyone does that. I am not going to be doing that. I play tactics games, Deathless. I play tactics games with like, you know, blind, deathless, no incapacitations, take no damage, etc., whatever. Yeah, that's fine. That's easy. Games like this, no, frick. I'm out of here. Bye. Most popular category is 100% all keys, which does not allow ferrying through doors without a key. Yes, I did see that. I think the one I saw was... let's see. Was it even? It might have been all keys, but I think you still actually ferry in the all keys speed. So I saw like 2 or 3 speed runs actually, because I just, as I said, I was having fun. I was just chilling watching speed runs. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you still want to pick up ferry because when you use ferry, or maybe it might be a time loss to pick up ferry. I don't remember. They do pick up ferry for the ones that don't have keys, but if you have keys, I think it could still save time in the long run because you get to skip the animation, but I could be wrong about that. Yeah, next is fire. Did I use fire for like anything? I genuinely don't think I did. Did I? I mean, other than killing that one Zora once. Oh, I did grind Tektites. That's true. I did grind Tektites once with fire. Tektite killing spell. There's one thing it does, and it's kill Tektites. Woo. I mean, it's kind of cool, actually. Like, fire is pretty awesome. I have not had this before in a... I mean, I guess you have the fire rod in most Zelda games, but In Palace of the Four Sword, the Dark Link has access to fire, like as a spell, and just shoots fire beams from its sword, so like, eh. You can turn into a fairy, yes, but you still need the K, but yes, it skipped. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you you still need the key, so it's not as useful, but it definitely skips the animation. This is true. Yeah, I'll give it, I mean, I guess I used it once. I used it to grind. I think if it's a skill that I'm only using for grinding, wait, what did I rate as B? I rated jump B tier, right? I don't think I genuinely used fairy for like anything other than one thing, so jump, maybe this will be B tier as well, I think. It's like on the same level. Yeah. Genuinely only gonna write Tektite killing spell. I think that's what it is. I mean, it kills Zoras too. That's kind of nice, right? Yay! Life existent makes most spells bad because they require your mana. That's true. Life is so good that you genuinely just want to save your magic for life. This is very true. Life is just... Here, I'm adding an extra plus to life because I like life a lot. Tektite killing spell is good. I guess it does range damage, but not really. I think a lot of enemies ended up being like just immune to fire, especially bosses, which I was a little saddened by. I tried using fire, for example, on the Thunderbird, and that doesn't work because the Thunderbird is just immune to fire. I was like, maybe I could snipe it from a distance, you know, go all strategic on that shit, but no, it doesn't let you. Okay, fair enough, I guess. Spell. So if I had ranked these before I played the game, this would be an easy D tier, actually, because I genuinely don't like... Okay, not before I played the game. When I was in the beginning of the game, would have been an easy D tier, because I actually do not like the bots in this game. Like, normal bots, you know? Like, the normal-ass enemies, the ones that are called choo-choos in other Zelda games, or just choos, depending on which one you have. Yeah, those suck. And what spell does, is it does a few things, actually. So it opens up a hidden passageway at the end of Hidden Kasuto Town, so it's just multiple levels of hidden. I think it does one more thing, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. It's just that. It just opens up the little hidden passageway thing. But it also does turn all enemies into bots on a screen if you use it. Which, like, I'm really bad at killing bots. Like, I don't know why, but they're genuinely harder than some bosses. So, I guess. That said, I think, I used it once. I used it once in the place in the Great Palace where you go up, there's like a thing in the top right corner, and there's two DVD screen logo enemies and one knight. I used spell there. Other than that, I can't think of any other place I actually used it. I think that's basically it. Spell gives you infinite keys. Does it? I don't think so. That's the magic key, right? So there's an item you get in Hidden Kasuto that's also the magic key. It's a different item. Oh, I guess, okay. Well, I see what you mean. You need spell to get the magic key to get infinite keys. That's true. Infinite keys good is also true. But I don't like the turning all enemies into choos. That said, I mean, it's a good spell, I guess. Maybe like B plus tier? Top B. Top key. Yeah, I'll go like this. B plus. B plus tier. I mean, it's good. Used once was useful. Like, I think the one time I used it, I genuinely needed that shit. Also magic key? I'll take that. Spell had really one really cool door opening animation. That's all you remember it for. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about with the magic key. So yeah, that's where you get the magic key. Oh, I wrote magic ket. Magic key. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, Mob's right. Yeah, the magic key requires spell, and it was good. It's a nice magic key. Do I need the magic key? I mean, like, it's story locking, you know? You do need it, but like it's not like fun, you know? Reflect. Okay. Reflect is... I did use this. I used this for Karok. I guess I potentially could have used it on other things. I don't think I used this spell as much as I should have. I think wherever I was supposed to be using Reflect, I just didn't. Where else did I even use it? It's just the wizard boss, Karok. Was there anything else? I literally cannot think of any. Normal wizards? But the problem, once again, with Reflect is the same problem as any other spell, is that they run out after one room. I feel like it's limiting. There has to be some way of, like, making spells last longer. Considering that, it's one boss. It's one boss and, like, not even a particularly... Oh, I did use it on the dragon, on Barba. And I guess it's now been told to me that you could potentially use it on Thunderbird. So, a very big room. Well, yeah, okay, true. So I tried using it for... No, I didn't use it in the end. I tried using it on Thunderbird. Marionette says that you can block the fireballs with Reflect, but they come from above, so I was having a lot of difficulty blocking them, so I actually just gave up on Reflect and dodged them. So you could. I did use it on Barba, though, 100%. I think that it really helps for Thunderbird. Seriously? It blocks the fire? I genuinely tried that. I think I was just bad. I think I was okay, alright. Apparently I was literally just bad. Okay then, fine. I'm gonna do... okay. Reflect in the Great Palace of Skeleton Fishes. Oh yeah, you do need that. And also on the things that look like... shit, I don't know what they're called. They look like this. And they have big mouths. And they shoot fireballs. And they also jump. It's like, they look like this. Okay. Alright, shitty drawings notwithstanding. I guess it's actually a good spell. Fine, I did use it a lot, you're right. So what did I rank the other things? Shield is A tier. I use this more than jump then. Yeah. We just thought of like multiple instances. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. It's A tier. Fine, Reflect gets A. A tier. Guess I reflected more things than I thought. I thought I didn't use this. I guess not. Okay, here's another thing that I really appreciated about the game design. Each time you use Reflect, or each time you kind of encounter a situation where you're forced to use Reflect, they also give you a magic jar right afterwards, and I think Reflect costs 1 magic jar by like the end of the game. So using... it might be even less than 1 magic jar. Using Reflect is usually free, which is kind of nice. So I'll give them that. We figured this out because I would go through, I'd fight some enemies, I would kill them, I'd get a magic jar, and I'd be like, ah, I could have used Reflect, that makes sense. Reflect also reflects sword beams. Does it? I feel like I tried that, Marionette. Are you sure? I really want to try that just to make sure. Does it? What? You mean I could have been using that against the blue guys this whole time? Oh, ads, kill the ads. Commit murder. Ad murder. Wow, this is a long ass ad. Why is it still going? It's literally still going. It has to hit your shield, but Reflect opens up more angles of attack. I feel like in order to stab the Thunderbird, I had to be right below it, basically, right? Like, I mean, maybe if I had put on Reflect and then kind of approached from an angle, that could have been a thing. Yeah, I didn't think it was useful at all. I thought I think I tried it and I got hit too much and I was like, okay, I guess this doesn't work. And then I just didn't go back to it, so fair enough. All right, and then last but not least, Thunder. Thunder's a weird spell because you don't have it for very long, and really it doesn't do anything except open up the Thunderbird. Like, I used this on one screen, I think. Oh, I did use it on one screen. I used it against one of the Blue Knights in the Great Palace. Did it do anything? I don't know. It didn't even one-shot them. So, like, it does one thing. I feel like if it does one thing, it gets B tier. Yeah, if it does one thing, it gets B tier. Like, I don't think I use this on any... There's no collection of, like, okay, there's no large collection of rather weak enemies to fight. So, like, what are you gonna do, right? Like, usually it's one powerful enemy that's really a problem, and then an AoE spell like Thunder isn't gonna do much. Or it's a boss, in which case, are you really gonna use up more than half of your health bar? No, more than half of your magic bar just to cast Thunder once and not even kill the boss? Like, I mean, yeah, B tier, B tier. Powerful, but way too costly. And also, like, AoE is just not necessary, usually. And yeah, it's genuinely, like, 5 freaking magic bars, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. I think it's... Is it 5? It's like 5 bars. Thunder is a good effect, but it's too expensive to use except when you're forced to. Yeah. I mean, we all know why Thunder exists, okay? It's there as a Thunderbird check. Like, it's... They want you to fight the Thunderbird with low magic, and they want to make sure that you get through the whole palace with magic left. Would even say C tier for the cost. I'm gonna give it B tier because I thought it was kind of cool to have, like, a magic check. I think that's an interesting way to implement a spell in a game. 4 bars at full magic level. Okay, alright. They must have been 4. Yeah, that sounds right to me. So you have 8 total bars of magic in this game, and you use up half of them to cast 1 shot of Thunder, which does not kill most enemies. Like, I tried this on the Blue Knights. It does not kill them. I think I even tried... I didn't try twice, because I had just a tiny bit less than full magic, so I couldn't try it twice. But yeah, it's pretty bad. I think I will give it points for being that specific mechanic. That said, I was thinking about this later. So imagine you're playing the game and you didn't find all the magic containers. Does that mean you would go... I think it does. I think it means that you would go all the way to the end of the Great Palace. And you just wouldn't be able to do anything, right? That kind of sucks. What the hell? You have to find every magic container in the game in order to finish it? That's insane. Holy shit. Okay, so here's how this works for people who may not have played this specifically. You find 8 total magic containers in the game. So, or okay, you start off with like 1, right? So you find 7 magic containers throughout the games. No, wait. Do you get some somewhere else? I think you find 7. Okay, whatever. At the end of the game, you gotta have 8, okay? There's a guy in Kasato Town, the new Kasato... Wait, no. The old Kasato Town, haha, who gives you Thunder as a spell, but only if you have all of your magic containers. You start with 4. Oh, really? Shit. Okay, so you find 4. That makes sense. I was like, oh, I thought you picked up 4, because I can only remember 4 places where I got one, but okay, that makes sense. So yeah, you start with 4. You have to pick up 4 magic containers throughout the game. You end up with 8, and then you go to Old Kasato Town, and you talk to the old man there, and he teaches you Thunder, but only if you have all the 8 magic containers. Thunder is required to beat the game, because the second final boss, Thunderbird, is only weak to Thunder, and does not take damage unless you have Thunder. So, like... Wait, what the hell? You can't beat the game unless you picked up all the magic containers. That's so strange. Okay, I do still like Thunder as a magic check. I think Thunder should have been available to you as long as you find Hidden Kasato. So that's the one thing I would change about game design here, is to make it more accessible. I would say if you find Hidden Kasato and you come back to the old man, he should give you Thunder anyways, even if you don't have all the magic points. Exploration plus. Yeah, I mean, fair. Link must be strong. I mean, it's magic though. Like, come on. Yeah, good stuff. I'll take it. And there you go. There's my rankings for all the spells. We all know what the best spell in the game is, okay? Everybody knows life. Plus. We love life. Fairy is a lie. Like, they told me there would be heals, but there were no heals. All you do is jump, but higher. You must have a strong mind. Wait, hold on. I gotta show you the magic thing. Wait, where's the... I'm looking for something in specific. Wait. I'm looking in the manual. I'm gonna find it. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. Where's the magic? It's so cute. Oh, this is a slightly different one. I guess, okay. We can take the slightly different one, I guess. Wait. No, where's the one where he goes magic? There's like a little... Okay, hold on, wait. I'm finding this shit. Okay, apparently it's not here. That's sad. I could have sworn it was in this guide somewhere. Oh, here it is, I found it. Okay, wait, look at this. Yeah. Magic! This is what peak male performance looks like. I love this. I love this specific drawing. I think it's so cute. Look at him go. There's another one where he sort of like shows off his magic. Wait. Find the other magic. It's not here, is it? It's up here. Okay. It was on this side. I know it. Yeah, there you go. Look at him. Look at this. It's so cute. Link is just built different. Exactly. Link knows his shit. He has 8 magic jars and he's not afraid to use it. What is... I do love this, actually. Look at him go. Look at Ruli go. Can I just say that the late 80s, early 90s official art is amazing. They did such a good job. They actually genuinely did such a good job. I didn't expect this, but every time I see it, I'm like, okay, good stuff. They know what they're doing. So anyways, back to the spells for a little bit. I did want to draw a comparison. So this is what I was talking about when I said earlier that I've been saying this since Breath of the Wild. There is a connection, in my opinion, between Breath of the Wild and the spells specifically of Adventure of Link. So if you take a look at the spells available to you here, hold on, let me just put this over here, go like this maybe, and then we'll remove my ratings for a bit. You'll notice that these spells may look familiar not just if you played Adventure of Link, but in my opinion also if you played Breath of the Wild. 4 of these spells, in my opinion, are the direct inspirations for the spells that you get in Breath of the Wild, and I am totally connecting dots that I don't even know if the developers intended to connect, but I am going to point out the connection anyways because it totally exists. Okay, so there's shield, but I don't think shield is the one that connects here. I think reflect is specifically Daruk's protection. And you can see how Link uses it in Breath of the Wild kind of being the same way. Like, you get the reflect spell and you can, like, reflect shit. It makes sense. There's life, which is Mipha's grace. So I am saying Breath of the Wild and not Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom screwed with this. I am still mad. There is thunder, which is very clearly Urbosa's Fury. Ah, come back. Urbosa's Fury. And then this one, I mean, jump, it kind of is Rivali's Gale. I know it doesn't seem like it, but Rivali's Gale is basically just the jump spell. It makes sense. Or one pine cone if you're playing Tears of the Kingdom. Which is really just hard knock life, really. Connecting dots I don't even know what the devs intended, but I'm connecting them anyways, pretty much. The golden energy that Cadence has in Rift. I do like that theory. I think it's cool. TOTK just gave you the Breath of the Wild abilities again, but worse. Kind of true. Yeah. Okay, no. Tulin's thing is better than Rivali's. But other than that, kind of, yeah. Okay. But in any case, if you take a look at the spells here, I really do like this. I think it's kind of cool that in, like, many different ways, Breath of the Wild calls back to this game. So there's, I mean, the dragons. I guess Volvagia, question mark, the one that's called Barba in this game does exist in sort of Eastern dragon form versus the Western dragons we've been seeing throughout the series a bit more often. There's the open world exploration. People have called this out before. There's the levels I was talking about earlier. There's the spells that I'm pointing out here. I like to think that these connections are sort of a reference almost to the original style of game, but this leads to my sort of grouping of Zelda games into like two different categories. There's like Link to the Past and Beyond, and then there's original game, maybe, I don't know, I haven't played it yet, and then AOL, and then like the new ones. So magic props, you know, like it's good. They did a good job. Lightning AoE, a shield, one you can throw, easier movement, and you don't get a free life from Mipha. They just replaced it with infinite, which you had at the start of you. Okay, true. You can't get one hit, which is nice. I do like that. You know what? In this game, they should let you not get, well, I guess, okay, nothing one hits you in this game. You just get murdered. Yo, Rufus, nice to meet you. How you doing today? I ended up mixing my words up because I'm so busy talking about this. Here for your Zelda 2 itch. It's such a good game. It is such a hecking good game. We are talking about how good this game is, and I am drawing connections that, as I said earlier, the devs probably didn't intend for me to draw, but I am drawing them anyways. Is this your first time? Yes, I just finished playing the game my first time. Yeah, I talked about it more at the beginning of this video. I'm not going to say it again because I don't want to I don't want to spend too much time repeating. But yeah, played this game for the first time. It's amazing. I've played almost every other Zelda game. I am only missing actually the first ever Zelda game, so I'm probably going to play that one next eventually. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it because I love this series. It is so good. And seeing all these connections has just been a blast to me. Like, I genuinely enjoy this. All right, so that's the spells. I think there's actually, hold on, so there was a few more things I wanted to talk about, but spells was this part. Okay, let's put the video back on. Here we go. Gonna pull out here, let's turn this. Okay, I did want to talk about music and art, as always. Come on, come back. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's just put this on in the background. I'm fighting through a palace. I don't know which palace this is. This is a cap. I am not playing this at current. This is a cap from before. Why are there elevators? The Sheikah, of course. Exactly. I believe that shit. Let's go. Yes, this is the Grand Palace. Yeah. The color scheme. Wait, isn't it? It is, isn't it? Is this a Thunderbird? Am I playing Thunderbird? Ah, okay. All right. GG. GG, my past self. Good luck, have fun. Hecking suffer. All right, not true. When's your playthrough of the Tingle series or Zelda Picross? I'm not playing Tinkle's Rosy Rupee Land or whatever the frick. I'm not doing that shit. Wand of Gemlin, you might convince me. Maybe. Hyrule Warriors, I'm sorry, I can't bring myself to play the Warriors games. I've tried. It just, I can't. And back in the 80s, I mean, everything was out of context, but after 40 years now, there's context to stuff. Yes! And I specifically enjoy drawing those connections between the rest of the world. I kind of just finished drawing those connections, actually. You just missed it. I was literally just talking about the connection there. Oracle of Seasons and Ages, I actually just played before Echoes of Wisdom before this. So yes, I have played those as well. Of course I have. I loved them. They were amazing. It's really good games. Did you play Link's Crossbow Training? Yes, at a friend's house, but no, not a lot. Fine. Okay, fine, fine. You can have the little Twilight Princess add-on, okay? Gosh. Really calling me out here. I love it. Keep it going. Yeah, my opinions on the Zelda series are maybe a bit incendiary, as I said at the start of this video, but yeah, fine. Tingle sucks. Tingle sucks. I hate it. Okay, anyways. Yeah, so, okay, oh, I put spells as my topic. That's not true. We're talking about art and music. Or we would be if I was. Art and music. Art. That's not art. Art plus music. Okay, yeah, so this is a game from, I mean, I preface my statement here. This is a game from frickin' 1987, okay? Like, it's not gonna have a full orchestral soundtrack, obviously. There's no way. And it's not gonna have, like, 3D, HD, 428K, something, making up more numbers. Yeah, you're not getting the good graphics either. Like, that's fine. However, for its time, this game did a really freaking great job. Many of these soundtracks I have heard before, not from the Zelda series, but from Smash Brothers. And you'll see in my playthrough, yeah, I mean, you guys saw this. As I was playing, each time I met one of the soundtracks that came up in Smash Bros, I was like, oh, it's a freaking Smash soundtrack, let's go. In Hyrule Temple, they play this shit, and I love it. It's amazing. Tingle Sucks is about as main... Really? Other people hate Tingle? I'm not alone? Genuinely dislike him. You know about the lore of this game, it's fun. If you mean the story, oh, Rufus, you're in the right stream. I am 100% all in on the story of all of the Zelda games. I do know the timeline quite well. That said, I probably don't know anything. So, I mean, hold on. I don't know everything. I do know anything. But yeah, I don't know everything about the game, so I'm always down to hear more. Yeah, I would consider myself a super fan of the series. Chat can vouch for me here. Yeah, it's the Smash soundtrack that came out 30 years later. Yeah, pretty much. But I heard it first in Smash, so it was to me a callback to a game that I loved as a kid. So hey, what can I say? I was like, oh, it's this thing. It's the first time you enter a palace. I think it's both the palace soundtracks. So the like Any Palace soundtrack is in Smash Brothers. The Great Palace soundtrack is also in Smash Brothers. And they're both different, and they're both freaking bangers. Like, they did a great job with this. I love this. It's so good. Because the king arranged all the palaces. You think that, oh, that's an interesting one. So my opinion of the series, I just talked about this, Rufus. Rufus, you should really watch this. You should watch this stream. I think you will like this stream. Check out okay, here. I'm going to be putting this up on YouTube. By the way, I did talk about this at the beginning. I'm going to be putting this up on YouTube. Check out the YouTube if you want to see this. It's also going to be obviously on Twitch. Check out the Twitch. But yes, so I actually like to believe that the king... So the king made all the, like, stones and places. But I do think that Ganon's minions are hanging out in all of the other palaces. The Great Palace, however, which is blocked off, and Ganon's minions cannot access it. All the enemies in there are very clearly set there by the king himself, and are there to test Link. So I think that's really cool. I talked about this earlier. All the sprites in the Great Palace look different. It's good game design. It's also good story. Okay, Tingle is Wario if he was bad. No. No. God damn it. Why? Why would you do this to me? Up to and including a Zelda comic. This is also true. Thank you, Marionette. I appreciate it. I forgot to say that. Yes, I do a comic about the Zeldas. It's really fun. It's called The Wisdomverse, or Wielders of Wisdom is the specific Zelda part. Yeah, when Echoes of Wisdom came out, I was so freaking hyped. I was like, they made a game about the Zeldas? Whoa, I'm so down. Good times. Tingle is from a Japanese character archetype that just doesn't exist in Anglosphere culture. Yeah, I think so. But then again, I mean, there are characters that are like, that have American tropes that can like sort of not come across well to the Japanese folks. I'm not gonna like blame them for it. So I definitely am okay with Tingle existing. It's just I reserve the right to hate on Tingle, you know. Let's go. Phoenixes are female Rito and the Valka are male warriors. Ooh, okay. I like that. I do like that. However, the River Zora do exist in this one, and I think so. Earlier there are ocean and okay. I can see that. Maybe the Ocean Zoras in this timeline as well sort of evolved into Rito. But the explanation for that in Wind Waker is that the sea became unlivable for them. That could apply here as well, if everything sort of dried up in some way, maybe, the sea. Because there's only rivers left, really. I mean, there is a sea. Okay, but there's no Sea Zora in it. I can see that. I can see that. I like your theory. It's a good theory. But then again, why do they fight you? Okay, no, the phoenixes are, yeah, they're good. They are on the good side. Okay, I'll take it. Yeah, I like it. It's a good theory. I don't know if I'll specifically, like, incorporate that into my headcanons, but I like the theory. I definitely do like it. Ha, good stuff. Must have asked the Rito to guard the final place. Oh, I actually think the Thunderbird is not a Rito Guardian. I think the Thunderbird is a Loftwing. The last of the Loftwing, perhaps, even maybe the ghost of one, that has been asked, so to guard it and then something, you know, that's how it is. Also, this, like, tingle. Yeah, yeah. There isn't much in the series you do hate with 2x. Okay, well, now I'm curious. What do you hate, Blind? Okay, wait, hold on. I gotta finish art and music. Music good. Music good. Genuinely very, very good. As in, like, I'm gonna be downloading those soundtracks and, like, memorizing them, because I do that with soundtracks quite often. Oh my gosh, it was great. And the art in this game is actually stellar too. I was talking about the sprites a little bit earlier, but the fact that they managed to convey with so few pixels whatever the enemy is supposed to be is genuinely genius. It's awesome. Look at that Link. Look at him go. Why is his head twice the size of the villagers in the village? I don't know. But it looks cute, so I'm down. The little, like, rectangle thing that represents his shield doesn't have to be any more detailed because I can understand that it is a shield, except for that one point where I forgot to look at the screen and was looking at the map instead and ran into something and died. I think like a normal bot killed me or something. In that case, I would like to believe, like chat said, that he was just holding a map up really close to his face and that's what the rectangle is. But yeah, I think in most circumstances, the pixels were great and they showed me what I wanted. I think in a few things, I was like, I would like to know what this thing looks like. Like, for example, the River Devil. We see the River Devil exactly like once. It's a little black spider-looking thing that takes up about like 8 pixels total on the map. And that's about it. So I was looking at that and I'm like, okay, all right, what are you? What are you, a giant Octorok? I'm gonna assume you're a giant Octorok. Good times. This is very Ninja Gaiden boss-like to me. I actually don't know that one. I don't know that series at all, in fact. It isn't a shield, it's a map. Exactly, Mob. OC Remix has some bangers from AOL. What do you mean by OC Remix? What is that? I don't know what that is. Yeah, and sprite art is very difficult. I actually want to call out a specific scene. When you're going down from the place where the River Devil is to, like, the south, there's, like, a bunch of, like fence stuff. And then there's Lizalfos's behind the fence, and they shoot fireballs at you. That was really cool. Being in 2D for that was like hecking awesome. And just walking through the scene and having them shoot their fireballs, and like, you know from the pixels what that is supposed to represent, like that they have a fence and that they've set it up behind you, and they've managed to do like a sense of depth in this 2D world. So genuinely great, love it. Let's see, Overclocked Remix. Oh yeah, I've never heard of that. That sounds awesome. Yeah. With a very small canvas size, it becomes very hard to convey everything you need to. Exactly. Like, I mean, I can't blame them for it at all, you know? This is also the only game. Yep, I've talked about, yeah, it's, I've talked about that quite a bit. Rufus, I think you're gonna like this stream. I really do. Guess the Zelda from the first game didn't want to hook up with a kid, so you found yourself a girl up north. Oof. I actually ship this Link, or I like to think that this Link ends up with his first Zelda, believe it or not, the one that he doesn't kiss. There are reasons for that. You should check out my comic. As I worked with this canvas size before. Oh, have you done sprite art? Oh, damn. Yeah, Blind, no, that stuff is difficult. I've tried to do sprite art a little bit. I will admit that I rely on shading a lot for my artwork. I mean, as you can see from my model, like right now. I drew and rigged my model myself, so everything you see on screen I made. But yeah, no, it's it's freaking difficult. As someone who relies on shading, I was like, oh, what is so little few things? What is this? How dare? Yeah, no, they do a good job though. I will say, the Thunderbird has no thunder involved. I think I would have liked that too. Put some more lightning or something on there, like, come on. Considering how Aurora was sleeping on Hydropian territory. Yeah, actually, so I do agree with that. I think I was not the one who came up with this theory. Maybe Mob, you were, I don't remember. Someone did tell this to me, and I liked it. I thought it was cool. Which is that when the Zelda from this game goes to sleep, she's put to sleep in the Northern Palace, which is above Hyrule. So that's, by the definitions in Triforce Heroes, Hytopia is supposed to be north of Hyrule. So she was actually just laid to rest in Hytopia. This makes sense, because Hytopia is a safe place. And to the north of Hytopia is the Drablands, which I guess bad guys are there, but you know. Limitations breed creativity. Exactly! And I actually really like it when games take advantage of that. And they did with the sprites in this game. Look at the sword. It's like 2 pixels wide. It's not, but it's really tiny. And they managed to make it so convincing when you do damage to an enemy. So top tier, top tier. The animations are stellar. Look at that little flash of light. I can totally believe that I cast thunder. It's awesome. So yeah, just great art, great music. And did I have anything else to... So I think actually now we go to the end, right? Final thoughts? Is there any... Okay, folks, some of you have been here before. Did I miss a category? I think we're done. I think I finished everything, right? Final thoughts? Overview. Ending thoughts. Ending... Whoa! Ending... Ah! Thoughts. There we go. Okay, ending thoughts. This game is great. So, to repeat what I said in the intro, they did an amazing job programming this game, keeping the gameplay and the story integrated, putting what needs to be put in the actual game, and then putting the rest in the manual, which I'm assuming most people would have had maybe when you play the game. I'm not even sure. Dungeons and bosses done. Ooh. Okay, I did bosses. I didn't talk about the dungeons, but I think I don't have anything to say about the dungeons that wasn't already covered when I talked about the bosses. So I think I kind of did both. I talked about the towns, right? Oh, I didn't talk about the quests. How could I not? Okay, wait, quests. Quests with many exclamation marks after it. We're going back. No ending thoughts. No ending thoughts. I have more to say. This is why I do this shit live. Because you people remind me of what I forget. Thank you. I appreciate it. Always saw the sword in the game as Link's finger. He's just like, die, please. Oh my gosh. Yes, the small area at the bottom of Death Mountain is the entire Zelda 1 map. I have been told about that. Zelda 1 is the one Zelda game I have not played yet. So I don't know that. But I will soon. Looking forward to Spectacle Rock. Yay. Woo. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so quests. Okay, so in this game, there are actually quests. And I want to like shout out to the fact, let's go back to a town so that I can actually see some quests here. Like this is what, Ocean Palace? Okay, was there a town during Ocean Palace? Maybe not. Where's the one where I do Naburu and let me find it. The Hyrule State Village, Gasto Town, okay. The freaking new land. Is it this one? Is this one? Yeah. This is Naburu Town and Darunia Town, right? Okay, yeah, here we go. Look at this. Okay, so when you talk to an NPC in this game, the NPC's text box is limited to about, let's say, 5 or 6 words. And to bring back Blind's earlier point about freaking limitations breed creativity, they had to fit all of these quest lines and stories within the tiny little quest boxes there. Like, look at this. The palace has a false wall. What does that mean? You know what I mean? It was so good. So I wrote down everything. I had my own quest log going through this game, and every time I encountered an NPC, I wrote down what they told me. So I said earlier, Goria of Tantari stole our trophy is like a quest that you find in Ruto Town, right? There's another one that's like, only townfolk may cross this river. And I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Maybe I have to find somebody who's gonna like, let me become a part of the townfolk, right? So you talk around, you hear about Bagu, you go meet Bagu, he gives you a passage to become a townfolk, and now you can cross the river. Very cool. There's like, I lost my mirror. It's like, okay, I guess I have to find the mirror. And then you look around and try to find the mirror. There are some that are like really freaking obscure. And then there are some that are really easy. I shout out to the Naburu Town quest of I am thirsty. As in, there is an NPC that just says, I am thirsty. Now, you might think like, okay, do I have to like, I don't know, cross the land, fight 15 monsters, get myself a bottle of water and come back? And the answer is no, because there's a fountain right next to her, like in the same town. There's nothing that stops you from getting water from the fountain and just showing back up and being like, hey, I got you water. And she's like, oh, neat. And then she just lets you in, and then she teaches you, or like her uncle or whatever, grandfather or whatever, teaches you freaking fire magic. Like, okay, maybe you're thirsty because you've been casting too much fire magic, my girl. A girl just lazy. Hey, I would like to think maybe she used all her magic on fire spells and then bam, she's like out of mana, exhausted, like that one lady in the quest line from Breath of the Wild, you know, the Noble Pursuit girl. Everybody knows Noble Pursuit girl, right? The people who have played Breath of the Wild. Yeah, I mean, so anyways, I like the quests. I thought they were really cool. There's also stuff that, as I said, was kind of like hints to things that you would need later, and I do love those. So I actually do think that throughout this game, it was less obtuse than I thought it would be by like a significant margin. I thought I would be completely lost without a walkthrough. I thought like you would need to explore everything to find anything. And yes, a lot of stuff is hidden, especially the magic containers. And I later found out the Link statues I didn't get, or the Link dolls. I didn't get like any of them on the overworld map. I now know that there are many. Like, holy shit. I saw 0 of them. There are Link dolls on the overworld map. Guys, what the frick? That's crazy. Yeah, not that I needed them because I was, as I said, playing Cadence, or not Cadence, playing Celestile with my save states. But yeah, definitely. Definitely really cool. But yeah, there's a lot of like sort of hints, like so there's like the island palace in the south has a raft, and you're like, okay, so I might need a raft to do something. There's jump in a hole in the palace if you go, or like you are persistent, find heart over ocean. Like, oh, okay, all right, down, you know. The palace has a false wall. As I said, a powerful knight lives in this town. There is a secret at the edge of town. In various towns, as you talk to NPCs, they give you these little freaking 7 or 8 words, I guess. Actually, maybe not 5 or 6. Little quest lines, and it's actually really fun to play the game like that. I think another thing I would change with this game, just to make it, as I said, more accessible, is I would put those quest logs in the game. So like, it would be nice if we could keep track of them in the game and they would automatically check themselves out. But that said, I mean, yeah, the hole in palace is endless trap. Like, thanks. Will do. Good times. There are 2 things they never explained to you: Bagu's house and the hammer plus trees. Hammer plus trees is true. That's a good point. Bagu's house, it is actually told to you that it's in the forest. Because there's the... So, okay, I could be wrong about this. Correct me if I am. But there's a bot in that town where you learn about... I think it's Saria Town, maybe? There's like a bot who's in a house. And you talk to the bot. And the bot is like, my master lives in the forest in the north. So you go to the northern forest. And I think you find Bagu there. So I did do that without having to need anything. The hammer trees I did not get. 100%. I remember that. Hidden Casado, I was like, I'm in the right forest. I know I'm in the right forest. Am I in the right place? What am I doing wrong? I wandered for like 10 minutes and then someone's like, okay, I don't think you know that you can do this. You can kill the trees with hammers. I'm like, oh, okay, I see. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, Master is in forest north of river. Thank you, Marionette. Yeah, Marionette knows this game too well. I love it. Thank you. I appreciate. Yeah, and also, I do want to shout out chat again. Like, honestly, you guys, thank you so much for not spoiling things for me. I genuinely appreciated it. When I did the Great Palace, folks, by the way, freaking watch my stream. Watch my stream, because when we did the Great Palace, I started the Great Palace. I was like, all right, okay, cool. I went all the way down to the bottom of the Great Palace, and like, I am so glad that no one told me this, because I got to the bottom only to find out that this part of the palace does not actually lead to the rest of the palace, to where you're supposed to be going at the end. And I had to essentially just make my way all the way back up through a different route, and that was awesome. It was really cool. I genuinely enjoyed it. It was really, really cool, and I genuinely appreciated having to go all the way freaking through the Great Palace twice. Actually, three times in different routes, and it was amazing. Don't know if they even had the technical capability to add a quest log. Yeah, 100%. In 1987, once again, like, this is changes I would make in retrospect, considering that the game is now old, okay? Like, as in... things I would add to make the game more accessible. This is not stuff I expect the game to have had back then, okay? Like, no way. No way we're getting that stuff. It was a good time. It truly is the Zelda 2 experience. Exactly. It was very fun. I'm actually really, really glad that I accidentally picked the wrong path and had to double back. But it was great. It was a good time. Yes, Zelda's nearly 40 years old. It's only 2 more years until we have our 40-year marker. Because 86, exactly. Blind knows the timeline. Let's go. I also do know the timeline. I think I'm off by a year sometimes. But yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, folks. I know most of the release dates of every Zelda game. I mean, you save the child and put him in your pocket to address an older comment by Rufus. By the time you return the child, he probably grew into a man. Hey, I returned the child immediately, actually, because I didn't know the child was there. So I talked to everybody in Darunia Town. I talked to everybody in Nabooru Town. And then I'm like, okay, I guess I have to go into the maze area. So then I did, and I found the child. And then I immediately sent him back home, like a good, responsible adult person that is totally not just doing this for a reward. It was a good time, though. I will say, the whole child in the pocket thing reminded me of the Deku princess from Majora's Mask, so I was like, plus points there. I'm gonna give him that. Good times. This game is older than your parents' relationship. It always surprises me how old some games are, because Pokemon, which feels so old, is only 1998, and this game is like... I had to do quick math. 12 years before that. There you go. Hey, it's Dust. How's it going, Dust? You're just in time for the ending. I think Quest is the last thing I had. I was going to talk about Quest, and I was going to talk about how freaking amazing they are. Oh, yeah, and like... Okay, wait, no. That's 1998 is old now? No. No. No, it isn't. You can't confuse me. I mean, okay, maybe. Yeah. No, so, like, yeah, like, plus points to all the quests, plus points to the NPC dialogue, really just telling you things. I was not as lost in this game as I expected. In fact, I don't think I was very lost for most of the game at all, except for, as I said, the one thing that Rufus reminded me of. It's true. It's very true. Okay, yes, Pokemon was on a handheld. That's exactly why it looks a little bit older. That is very true. I just like to clown on that. Okay, final topic. Ending thoughts. I'll go back to ending thoughts. Ending thoughts. Okay, there we go. Yeah, ending thoughts. Game is good. Game is hacking good. They did a really good job with this one. The like few changes I would make to it, I've said throughout the course of the stream, but I'll sort of reiterate now if I can remember them all. Yeah, just I played the game with every time I die, infinite lives essentially. Like you start back at the room that you died in. Like, as in the game, what happens normally is if you die 3 times, you go back to the beginning in the Great Palace. What I did is every time I died, I just started off in the same place. This saved a lot of time for me. I understand that children back then had all the time on their hands and were able to do this, but nowadays it is unfortunately not possible for me. I am adult, I have a full-time job, I have things to do, unfortunately, so I don't get to stream as often as I would like, and that means I can't sit there and play the game the normal way, and I also really have shit reflexes, so... So I needed that. So I'm very, very proud that nowadays the technology exists and I can do this. It would be very cool. Another thing I would change is definitely quest log. I think that's really awesome to have. When you use magic in this game, because there were only 2 real buttons to access the magic on, you had to set the magic and then press the button, and you can't use the same magic twice in a row because they don't want you to like accidentally waste all your magic doing the same spell accidentally over and over again. I would change that a bit to have the magic like maybe set to 4 buttons, and you can map those buttons to your most commonly used spells, right? Like, really, are you going to be using anything more than like life, shield, and jump? Like, probably not, right? Life, shield, jump, reflect. Come on. That's basically it. Yeah, Blind, you have some good points. Odd one out, don't think you need every game to be accessible. That's true. I think in most cases, I have the opposite viewpoint. Like, I'm not gonna... you're feel free to have your own viewpoint. I like all games to be accessible. As someone who's very good at tactical games, so I tend to play, like, tactical RPGs on hard modes and challenges and deathless runs and all that. I don't like the sort of elitist nature that comes over some of those people. I think in some tactical games, there tend to be people that are like, oh, if you haven't played this game on Lunatic plus hard reverse, then you're not a true fan of Fire Emblem. And I don't like that. I want games to be accessible to everyone. I'm glad that games like Unicorn Overlord have a story mode and let that be accessible. It's nice. It's a good thing. Triangle Strategy has easy mode. Good. It should be there. People should be able to play a game just because, or shouldn't be locked out of playing a game just because they don't have the skills. And I'm on the inverse side of that in any game that involves like any type of reflexes. I am genuinely quite bad. I did play all of Celeste without the helper mode. Okay. I did that. It was good. But if there's something that you have to react to, I'm not as fast, so I do need that. yeah, 100%. No, I respect that, Blind. It's really cool. Have a hack to tell you about magic. Okay. Okay, well now I'm scared. What did I miss? Also, Dust, how's it going? Dust is really cool, folks. Go check out Dust_Rabbit. She also streams. She does the hardcore games I was just talking about being bad at. She plays those. Go check her out. She's cool. Can I shout out? Is Mesa here? Actually, Dust, can you shout out yourself? Can you do that? I have to reach my keyboard. It's too far. I can't. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I have heard about the fan remake actually. Is it good? Should I play the fan remake? You think it's worth it, folks? I'm kind of down, honestly. This game was really fun. I genuinely enjoyed this game. Would be cool, says Super Sleek, if they remastered this game and modernized it a bit so it would be more accessible to players. Yes, I would love that. Yeah, agreed. Also, by the way, it's near the end of stream, so I don't know why I'm saying this now, but but if you would like your text to show up on the screen and it's not showing up, check if you have a color selected in Twitch, because I know some people's texts don't show up on the screen, and that's because of that. Sorry about that. Okay, when your magic is refilling from a red container, you can keep casting life and it'll keep refilling. Whoa, what? Really? Hacking, goddamn. Okay, then. Okay, to be fair, I think I only ever reached life, I only ever reached a red container, usually when I had enough magic to already cast life to get myself back to full. But that totally would have helped a few times. This is like the freaking anti-fairy thing. Okay, PSA to all Link to the Past players. If you're playing Link to the Past, you're gonna get the magic power near the beginning of the game. Magic powder near the beginning of the game. If you throw the magic powder on any of the DVD screen looking enemies, top down, but they're the same as the DVD screen enemies from this game, they turn into fairies. Like, what the frick? Those enemies were so freaking terrible to fight in A Link to the Past, and apparently you can just turn them into full heals at any time. What the hell? I learned this at the end of the final dungeon in A Link to the Past. And by the way, once again, thanks to chat for not spoiling that for me. I grinded whiz robes to get my health back, okay? Freaking hell. Oh my gosh, it was great though. It's a good time. Having played this, it would give you a French comparison. Okay, yeah, I might actually. I might. I genuinely enjoyed this one so much that I would be down to play it again. Obviously not immediately. And speaking of what I'll be playing next, do check out my Discord. I'm going to be either holding a vote on there or playing Zelda 1 or playing Mario Brothership, actually, because I freaking love the Mario Adventure series. Folks, if you like adventure games, if you like Zelda, you really will like the Mario Adventure series because they did such a good job. And there's a new game they just released. So I'm looking forward to playing it. I've played everything else in that series, so we'll see. I might be playing that next. What else? Okay, I think that's it. So last thing is always Q&A. Feel free to now ask me any questions, which I've kind of been answering the whole time, honestly. I probably shouldn't have been doing that, but whatever. Question and answer. Woo. Q&A. Now's the time. Ask me things. Q&A. Okay, there. Nice. Discord. Yeah, thank you. Come join the Discord. ! Discord to get an invite. Come join us. It's a nice place. We talk about stuff sometimes. Yeah, good times. Good morning. Selena, isn't it like freaking 6 a.m. for you? Oh my gosh. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, how's it going? Only once though, you can't do it twice in one go. Oh, the life recharge? Oh. Well, it still would have been useful, I think, honestly. Anything you're worried about before heading into Zelda 1? I guess, once again, it's the direction, right? So in this game, I thought I would be lost a lot of the time, and I wasn't, because the game has enough signs to tell you to go, like, this place next, look into this place, do this quest, etc., etc. In Game 1, I think it's probably going to be even worse, considering, I mean, this game does it well. In Game 1, I'm worried about the same thing that I was worried about for this game, in terms of the fact that, like, it might not tell you where to go next, and then you end up wasting time. But if wasting time is part of the game, I'm always down to do it. So yeah, I think it's not. It's just knowing where to go next in the game, you know? It'll be fun though. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be so fun. I'm really, really looking forward to it. Make sure you're playing the correct version of Zelda 1. Are there different ones? Interesting. Okay. On a scale of Spirit Tracks to Ocarina of Time, how good is this game? Oh, let's go. So most people, Dust raises a good point here. Most people, if they were making a scale between Spirit Tracks and Ocarina of Time, would have Spirit Tracks on the bottom side and Ocarina of Time on the top. However, in my specific Lin ranking, Spirit Tracks is S tier. Ocarina of Time, it's a good game. It's not a bad game at all, but it doesn't hold up as much in this day and age. Other games have done what it does, but better. I will say, okay. The hints are in the same style as Zelda 1 Townfolk. Okay, Zelda 2 Townsfolk hints. Okay, that's actually really cool. It's good to know, Hackster. I appreciate it. Spirit Tracks is the best Zelda. Let's go, Selena. You know what's up. I mean, it's not, but Majora's Mask. But then Phantom Hourglass, and then maybe like Spirit Tracks, because it's like pretty... Actually, A Link to the Past is really, really good too. I can't discount that. Okay, all right. Fine. And Breath of the Wild is also kind of amazing. Okay, you know what? Fine. Yeah, so map isn't too bad in Zelda 1, just not your cup of tea. That's fair. I'm looking forward to it because I know it's going to be confusing, but I do know a little bit about the maps just by being in this freaking fandom for too long. I don't know. I know about Spectacle Rock. That's all I know, basically. I know a little bit more about the map as well, and I've seen some cutscenes from things. I think... Yeah, when it doesn't have a poorly translated hint. Oh yeah, I guess if the translation is bad. But I feel like they must have done a good enough job if people were able to solve the game back in the day, right? No? Maybe? Maybe not. I think when... So if it's stuff like Dodongo dislikes smoke, which is, in my opinion, kind of a bad translation. I do know what it means purely because I've played the Zelda series. Like, so yeah, that's what I mean, I guess, by like difficult translation, difficult to read quotes, etc. Yeah. There is one infamous hint. I wonder what that is. Okay, is it the Dodongo dislikes smoke? Because I mean, it's the worst one I've heard. Yeah, so bombs question mark. I guess we'll find them. Woo. Every version of Zelda 1 before its GBA port uses the original script with a ton of mistranslations. Oh, okay. GBA port updates the script. Does it have any other changes? Because I prefer usually playing the default versions of games, including any bad translations. Like, I'm okay with that. Zelda 1 has 2 playthroughs with different dungeons. That's true. I have heard of that. I don't know. I guess I'll find out. Depends on how long it takes me to finish the first one, how long it takes me to finish the second one. I might be taking a quick break and play Mario Brothership and then go to Zelda 1, though. If you want to keep up with my Zelda content, by the way, A, Discord, join it. Yeah, let's go. And B, if you type in !comic, you'll find a link to... Oh no, !Linktree. You'll find a link to my Instagram and to my Tumblr. I do artwork of many Zelda related things. I have a Zelda universe of sorts going on. I do art for that, and I am going to be doing some more stuff. I think people who know what I'm up to there are well aware of my plans for this specific game, Adventure of Link. I knew enough about this game beforehand to make some theories, and those theories are going to happen. It's gonna be fun. What was Aurora's reaction to the state of the races of her era post Great Decline? Oh, that's gonna be be fun. That's gonna be fun. I'll leave it to the comic. But I think her reaction to the whole post decline is genuine, like, oh no, what happened? But the thing is, there's some things in the world that can't be fixed. There's some things in the world that can be fixed. She's gonna have to find the line between them. Flora, as in the Zelda from Breath of the Wild, has found that line, right? Like, there are things she was able to fix, there are things she was not able to. So it'll be fun. Figured out what Dodongo dislike smoke was when you played it the first time. Oh, damn. Okay, I don't think I would have ever figured that out. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like this is the sort of thing that I would have started, and then I would have been like, huh, what does this mean? Smoke. Maybe some item I don't have yet. In context, it's usually enough. Yeah, maybe. No gameplay additions. Okay, interesting. Maybe I will play the GBA remake then, just for like added translate. I don't know. Maybe I have a vote in chat to determine which one. Vote in the Discord to find out if I'll play the remake, which apparently fixes some translations, or the original. I could just play the original. It's fine. Mistranslations? Ha! It's totally okay. What am I gonna do? Read the original Japanese? No, I'm not. I don't know Japanese. Many sad. All right. Original? Okay, I'm kind of, as I said, I mostly play the original. With A Link to the Past, when I did my playthrough, I did play the GBA remake. That was for a very specific reason. I am a huge fan of Four Swords Adventures and Four Swords and Minish Cap related games. And the Palace of the Four Sword is a new addition in the A Link to the Past remake from 2000, was it like 1 or 2, I think? No, just 1, I think, yeah. 2001 remake of A Link to the Past, which is a game from like 1991. They added in a new dungeon, so I did play the remake just so I could play that dungeon. Good times. Sad that we can't play solo Four Swords on Switch. Oh, you could on the 3DS. Did they not put that on the Switch? That sucks. Yeah, I didn't know that. Because I don't have Nintendo Online, so I can't play any of those games. It's a hard knock life. You know what I'm sad about? Triforce Heroes. The servers are down, I've been told. People have now informed me that all the servers are down for Triforce Heroes and you can't play with random strangers online again. That's like the whole point of Triforce Heroes. I think, like, I heard this said somewhere and I agree. Triforce Heroes is the only genuinely dead Zelda game. As in, you cannot play Triforce Heroes the way it's meant to be played anymore. Which sucks, because that's the whole point. The fun part of Triforce Heroes was being able to play with two strangers online and communicate and, like, get lost and get completely wrecked and beat people up. And it was a good time. Good times, woo! Yes, the anniversary version of Four Swords is the one that they adjusted for solo. That was the 3DS version. That's not what's on the Switch. Oh, really? That sucks. Yes, you can play Triforce Heroes locally, but part of the fun of Triforce Heroes was actually just communicating with strangers. So the way the game works is you have an item. There's 3 total people. It's Triforce Heroes. And 2 people share one item and 1 person has the other item. And sometimes the puzzle requires all the people to be using their items and doing stuff at the same time. You can also lift the other characters above your head and stack them like a totem pole. So you can have like a stack of up to 3 people high. So many times, you would be like, okay, I know what to do to solve this puzzle. I have to like lift this guy, and then the guy with the bow and arrow has to be on top of the totem pole, and he has to shoot this puzzle thing, and then I have to drop everybody, and then I have to run over and hit this one beam with the sword or something. Except the fun part is you can only communicate with the strangers using a set of like 8-ish emotes, and like the emotes are like sword, or like question, or like item, or like yay, or like so you'd be like lift item, lift item, and they'd be like question, and you'd be like lift item, and then you'd literally lift a guy and you'd be like lift and they'd be like question, and you'd be like item you bitch. And then you get really, or I don't get mad, but like some people would and then like whoever's trying to communicate with you would get like frustrated and just chuck you off a cliff, and all 3 characters share a health bar, so this is actively detrimental to your own success. It was a good time. It was really fun. Good times. Didn't really like to play with people. Oh no. No, I like that. I thought it was really fun. I thought it was really fun. I enjoyed that shit so much. I actually did 100%. So I've 100%ed a few Zelda games in the series. Adventure of Link is not one of them. Wait. What counts as 100%ing Adventure of Link, actually? Am I missing things? I'm probably missing some things, right? From Adventure of Link? I don't know. Oh, I just went back and finished Echoes of Wisdom, folks, by the way. I mean, obviously I finished the game. You all saw this. But, like, I went back and collected all the Might Crystals. I said I wouldn't do it, and then I did. I'm sorry. I was like, okay, there's usually one thing I leave when I play a Zelda game. Like, one thing I don't do, you know, when I play a Zelda game. Like, in Breath of the Wild, I was like, I'm not gonna do the Korok seeds, you know? In Twilight Princess, I'm like, I'm not gonna do the Poe souls, but I did get every insect. But I played Echoes of Wisdom, and then I was like, I'm not gonna get the mic crystals, and then I kind of caved and I went and got all the mic crystals. So it's very cute, actually. You get something. You do get something for getting all the mic crystals, and it's cute, and I like it. So there you go. You should draw 4 sword links as emotions in your head. I've actually already done that. That's cute though. I have done that. It's really cute. I like it. It's a good idea. I do love 4 sword. Good times. Whenever 2 or more links are in the same rooms, their brain cells stop working. Whenever 2 or more Zeldas are in the same room, they coagulate their brain cells. Like one Zelda gets all the brain cells and the other ones get to be gremlins. Postals aren't even that bad in TP. No, I hate them. They're so bad. What are you talking about? I didn't like wolf form as much. I think that might be it. You're in D&D, Quinny Waggles. Oh my gosh. Okay. Damn. You 100% did AOL? Woo! Except for the 1-ups. Yeah, I did miss all the Hyrule dolls. I'm tempted to just go through the world and collect all the Hyrule dolls. There's not too many of them. There's like 4 or 5 max, right? I'm pretty sure. There's the one in the desert. Like, there's the one in the south of the ocean place, like north of the whole map. But like, when you're coming out of Island Palace, it's like you go down from the bridge, I think. Yeah, there you go. What was the reward for all the postals? I know the reward for all the insects was like the freaking wallet thing, wasn't it? Because you give them to Agatha and Agatha gives you the wallets. I feel like that was it. I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't know. It's been too long. Getting all heart containers in most games, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I've 100%ed a few Zelda games. Usually I 95% them. But like Majora's Mask I 100%ed. Echoes I've now 100%ed. I guess Adventure of Link I've 99%ed, question mark. I don't know. It's good. I mean, the point of a reward for finishing the game is supposed to be like kind of garbage, right? Like usually you don't want it to be something super useful because you don't want to gate a good reward beyond I don't know, like finishing everything in the game. Like good times. Which brings up the question, who got all the brain cells when Sun summoned them in the comic? Probably Dusk. I'm being mean again. Anyway, the Zelda Collector's Edition contains Zelda 1, OOT, MM, a retrospective video on Zelda. Oh, damn. And an exclusive Wind Waker. Oh, that's really cool. Huh. That's awesome. I don't know how to get access to that, but if you have any links, put them in the Discord. I would love to see more links in my link-centered universe. Okay, yeah. I don't know, it's way past the time that I said I would stop doing this. I was like, oh, Adventure of Link, a short game from 1987. What could I possibly have to say about Adventure of Link? But then I had a lot to say because this is how I always do this. If you want to see more retrospectives, check out my channel on YouTube. I'm going to be posting my whole playthrough of this game to YouTube as well. I'm looking forward to seeing people's reaction to that, I guess, because woo, good times. Yay. I definitely had some fun struggling and going through this game. I think in the end, this game is actually one of my favorites. Like genuinely really, really good. I wouldn't say it's my favorite Zelda game, but it's in the top half, like for sure. Probably even like nearer to the top. Because I like it. I think it's fun. The combat was fun. I am actually tempted to go back in right now and start freaking combating, which is weird because I suck at this game. Like, I'm not good. I mean, I'm not bad either, but I'm not good, okay? Why is it so fun? I don't know. It's one of those games that feels really cool to master. And that's what a good game should be. Like, story's great, all that stuff is great too, but like the game is fun to play and that's what I like. So yeah, top tier. Yeah, that's all I have to say about this game. Yeah, I've already pitched my stuff. But last but not least, if you haven't given me a follow or any other type of support, subs, etc., I do appreciate it. Toss one my way if you feel like it, but if not, no worries, not at all. I love having people stop by. And speaking of stopping by, I will be playing either FFT War of the Lions again on Friday, or I might be starting a new game. We'll see. It's probably gonna be Brothership because I really want to play Brothership. And folks, as I said, if you like the Zelda series, you're gonna like the Mario and Luigi Adventure series. It is hecking great. I'm really looking forward to the new one. So yeah, I'll probably be playing that. I will also be playing Zelda 1 eventually. You probably after Brothership, I think. I think it's Brothership and then that, and then Metroid Prime is gonna be maybe the thing. We'll see. And then you might notice I said FFT War of the Lions. That's because I'm actually a tactics game streamer. I just happen to really like the Zelda series. But I do play tactics games on challenge modes. Usually some like fun difficulty run. I am playing FFT War of the Lions for the first time, and that has been going really fun. I usually do like one game in the tactics slot and one game in the non-tactics slot. Now that we're done with Adventure of Link, Mario Brothership will be taking the non-tactics slot, and FFT War of the Lions is taking the tactics slot. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, stop by for that. It's gonna be fun. Let's go raid somebody. Let's go raid somebody who is in raiding distance, who needs to get raided. Let's go. Dolphins, Lynn, dolphins. All right, fine. I will sail the high seas, as one says. Yes, let's hecking go. Thanks for the stream. Heck yeah, thanks for stopping by. I think I've already said this, but I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by. It's so much fun to do these live and hear what other people have to say about the games. Somehow I put on new tab. Here, let's get rid of this. We can keep watching this. Yeah, let's go raid somebody. Let's go raid a body. Oh, it looks like Dust Rabbit is doing a stream. Let's go raid Dust. Let's go raid Dust. Let's go see what Dust is up to. Raid Dust _ Rabbit. Go check her out. She's really cool. She does some stuff. She played Dark Souls, I think, before, and now she's playing Zero Escape? Zero Escape, I think. Yeah, Dust is awesome. Y'all know Dust. Despite the jank, the game was done well. You mean for this one? I actually don't even think it was jank. It was genuinely fun. I was so confused when it was good. Great times, great times. Good night. Looking forward to watching your blind playthrough of the first Zelda game. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Gonna be a lot of fun, honestly. Because of Ocarina of Time, it is also possible the Iron Knuckles could be Gerudo, but that's a far-fetched theory. Actually, multiple people across the series have been imprisoned in the Phantom Armor things and like forced to fight, etc. So, that's a thing that keeps happening. But yes, the Gerudo are also one of them. Good times in Ocarina. All right, let's go raid. I'll see y'all later. Great theories, great discussions. I love having it all around. Bye.